going to be some great players tonight.
I think you just got to go for it. It's really tough. They're all great players.
I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Rebel Yell to Long Live the Lead Break.
Exposure from this competition is great. On MTV nationally, playing to big crowds is really good.
Well, in times when live rock and roll is suffering at the hands of dance music, along comes a competition Australia's struggling musos have been hanging out for. Long Live the Lead Break brought 180 of our most promising rock guitarists out of the garage and into the spotlight. Most of the 10 finalists at Selena's last weekend are in bands, but they say they entered for individual recognition.
I'm in it for the ride. Good reference for me if I want to join another band.
I'd like to go to the States and do some study and hang out and, you know, maybe get to play with some people, stuff like that. I look at music as an art anyway. I look at it as an art form.
So, what did the judges look for?
I go firstly for feel. Probably followed by sound and then technique sort of behind that.
Judges base their scores on 5 criteria. The contestants' rhythm playing ability, how they play along with the backing band, how they look on stage and sell their playing, their technique, you know, hitting the right notes, their fumble rate. The player's originality also counts, and perhaps the most important, the guitarist's feel.
I really like a good feel player, not necessarily a fast sort of heavy mental player or whatever, but more of I like a bit of bluesy, you know, maybe even a slower style, but with lots of feel. And a few of the guys did have some nice feel.
Ted Mulry and Ian Moss were part of the VIP judging panel, but could you trust this guy with your score?
I'm sorry, I have a contest to judge. Wait right here, I'll be back. Who's in there?
Jeff Skunk Baxter was also pretty impressed.
Good chance, good chance.
It's a funny thing, you know, to apply to something like guitar, you know, just one song and you get judged on it, because all the finalists are great players, you know, so it's going to be really hard. I just thought, oh, I'll give it a go, you know, what the hell, no one else was, so I thought, oh, may as well, you got to be in it to win it, you know.
Wayne Dobbs from Wollongong in New South Wales rocked hard with the T-Rex classic, Get It On.
I don't think it matters what song you play, it's just how well you sort of play around it.
Peter Jenkins from Adelaide has paid his dues, playing guitar with assorted bands over the past 10 years, including a short stint with Rose Tattoo. Peter chose to tackle a song by one of his heroes, Pretty Woman by Gary Moore.
It sort of suits my playing. It's a fairly current song. It's off the soundtrack of Pretty Woman, the movie that's out, and I like the song.
A bit rockier than the Creedence version, but it needs to be a little bit pumpier.
Why did you choose that song?
Oh, it's got a good soul groove, so you can play sort of soul feel but with a rock emphasis over the top.
David Holmes from Brookvale in Sydney says he's done mostly session work, the real bread and butter side of trying to make it in music. Contestant number 5, Jason Richardson from Victoria, says he too wants to get into the live side of the business.
I want to get into a good band, a good working band, and get a name for myself as a guitar player.
Well, they're the first 5 contestants keeping the lead break alive. Later on in tonight's show, we return to Salinas for more Hot Licks.
Oh, yes, cooking, some great talent there. And as Ali said, we have more of that coming up a little later on in the show when we find out who is the winner and we catch Australia's hottest guitarist.
I want to be a bit more innovative, you know. I want to get the innovation side of things happening, you know. I don't sort of want to concentrate. I love technique, I work on that a lot, you know, but still concentrate on music too, you know.
Well, Mark Ward didn't set himself an easy task when he picked a song by one of his guitar heroes. He was the only contestant to have a go at singing.
Well, she's walking through the crowd, yeah. Circus man. It's
got an anthem feel. Feel's the word, I think, you know, so that's what I go for. So,
You nervous?
Yeah.
Why'd you choose the song you did tonight?
Because I enjoy playing over those particular chords, and I've played it in a band before and always enjoyed and always played good solos in it, I think.
Ben Butler is currently playing in 3 bands, including Baby James, which is fronted by Cameron Daddo. I suppose that gave him an edge over the others when it came to working in with a backing band that he'd never jammed with before.
They're working hard. It's a lot of work for anybody, I reckon.
David Hines from Port Macquarie on the New South Wales North Coast performed a Chuck Berry standard.
It's a classic rock and roll song. The chorus line says, "Hail, hail, rock and roll, long live rock and roll," and that's what it's all about. And it's a great song to solo over. At the moment, I've got a small studio in Port Macquarie, and I'm devoting most of my time to that. But it's been a nice taste of live playing again the last couple of weeks, you know.
You never know, mate. Aerosmith might be looking for a new guitarist.
Pump, yeah, keep pumping.
Getting into the true rock vibe of the evening, a dude called Grasshopper.
Is that a stage name or is that your real name?
Yeah.
With a rendition of Stevie Ray Vaughan's Rude Mood.
feel, you know. He's a great player.
You'd like to be up there next to Stevie Ray one day, mate?
I'd like to be doing my own thing, really.
And finally, the youngest competitor in the event, 18-year-old Jamie Wilson from Sydney.
Why'd you choose Unchain My Heart?
I think it's basically a blues song, and it's got some good feel. There's not, a lot of players may be technically great, but not when you've got good feel, so that could be a good advantage for them.
Playing a band at the moment?
Yeah, I'm playing an original band just starting out called Friendly Weapons. We're trying to get a record contract at the moment, and it could be big.
And while the judges gave their ears a rest and racked the old brains to come up with a winner, punters were treated to an all-star jam session featuring a couple of rock and roll guitar gurus.
Life in the fast lane, so make you lose your mind. Life in the fast lane.
And on to the big announcement, and obviously age didn't prove to be a drawback for the winner.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Jamie Wilson.
Jamie, let's hear it big for Jamie. Come on now. All right. A big winner, deservedly so.
I thought I did all right, but there were so many good players. I don't know how you judge 10 different players against each other. I don't know how they do it, but I'm glad they did.
This is it. It was all about Boris Becker.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Joe.
And will you do me a favor? Stop playing so fast. Will you save some licks for us old guys?
Yep.
You know,
You invented them.
Come on. Well, yeah, I know, but will you teach me my licks? I'm senile.
Oh, Joe Walsh, God love him, and congratulations go to Jamie Wilson of Sydney for taking out the title and winning that fantastic prize package, that trip to LA, customised guitar, the tuition and all that stuff. That report from Alison Drower and the man on the spot, our producer Mark Fennessy. We have got, I must say, congratulations to Rebel Yell also for the competition. Anything that supports new up-and-coming talent is a good one. It gets the thumbs up from MTV, and we've been proud to be associated with that. We have Jamie in action with those two special guests, Joe Walsh and Jeff Skunk Baxter, with an all-star lineup which also includes that young lady that they flew up from Launceston, performing a Joe Walsh classic exclusively on MTV, Rocky Mountain Way.
final statement, and when everything's broke, we're done. Ready to go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, what a great fella Joe is. That's Rocky Mountain Way, a song I think every guitarist in the world has played at some stage or another. Joe Walsh, Jeff Baxter, Jamie Wilson, and an all-star lineup at the finals of Long Live the Lead Break. Excuse me. The search for Australia's hottest guitarist. And I must say well done to everyone who made it to the finals, and to those who didn't, better luck next time. Up next, we'll be talking to Lisa, and you may want to avoid if you're easily